and welcome to the morning meeting building Jomboy Media. My name's Jimmy. Matt is here as always, and we have some things to discuss. I'm back from vacation. Things are going well in a weird way. There's just exciting things happening, in my opinion, and I'm in a good mood about it. And we have a bunch of bullet points, which I can share right now once I go to my Google Doc, morning prep. I believe they're in there.
Yep.
We got some new thumbnail testing. I went out to Disney. Podcast Wrapped happened. I think you have some numbers for me. Outlier theory. I said, what is that? And you said you were going to explain it to me. Surviving Barstool off of YouTube and everything that went down with that kind of pertains to us and anyone in the content world. Towing the Slab on hiatus, new content on this channel. The LeBron breakdown went crazy, and turn the bell on. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. We appreciate that. It helps us out, and you guys have been doing that, so thank you very much. And thank you to the comments. We read them every time, and we usually answer any questions that are asked in the comment section on the episode afterwards. So that's the agenda. Will we hit all of those bullet points? Probably not. We always kind of forget some or run out of time. And I don't know why I said end. I don't think I had an end. How are you?
That's okay. I'm good. I had put to press the bell on specifically on the sheet because we're like 50% under YouTube average on this channel for people that have the bell on.
Wow. I've never once told that on any channel ever. Can I say something? Yeah. I specifically wore my gray sweatshirt today because I knew I was going to do a show in front of this blue wall, and I needed to pop like last time we sat here.
You backfired.
And I was giving you guff for wearing blue because it's the same color as the wall. But now this episode, we don't have the center camera on us. We just have the ISO side cameras, and it's a gray wall behind me. So you're popping, and I'm blending.
Isn't that a thing?
Well, Rob, cut to the iPhone camera every now and then, just the beginning, because I pop.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited for the regular morning listeners. This should be an exciting app because, as Jimmy said, there's a number of different topics that could be the title and the thumbnail of this video. I want to get into Disney because, as some people might know, I am a frequenter of Disney World, Orlando. But before we do that, we have to mention, before anything else, that Move the Posters Higher won in a landslide of a vote.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, 235 to 45. And most people were like, just a smidge. So...
Did we do it, or are we doing?
No,
okay.
It hasn't
well, this episode
done,
we don't even have the middle camera, so...
Right, we don't have that middle camera. Also, when you and I had talked about it, we were looking at that screen, which is like the raw, and then Rob crops it so it has that bar at the bottom. So like that much of there already got taken off.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
So we will eventually move those posters a little bit higher than they are now. But overall, I still think that the vibe, there's a number of comments saying like, oh, the blue wall is cool. It looks great. And thank you to everybody that left one of those comments. That was nice to read.
Bunch of books over here. That's cool.
Yeah.
All my poem books are here. Did you do that for the morning set?
No.
Are they even in shot? Kind of. We just got the Bukowski one at the bottom. Okay.
But
all
yeah.
Right.
Well, let's get into Disney. Somebody left a comment. Claire Nor said, I need to know if Jimmy and the kids went on Teacups or Winnie the Pooh ride. I used to work there. If so, how did they like it?
Teacups was a favorite. James did the Teacups 3 times in a row. Katie twice, and then me. And then we went the next day, and he did them again, but he was kind of in a groggier mood, or wasn't fully awake yet, and was a little scared. Day 2. But he went on the Teacups 4 times.
That's something. So yeah. You went to Magic Kingdom a number of the days?
3 of the 5 days.
Okay.
We didn't go to Hollywood because there's nothing for toddlers to do. I think it's like the best park once they turn whatever height you can go on roller coasters. Because all my favorite stuff is Hollywood Studios. But yeah, we talked to some other families that had a 2-year-old and a baby, and they're like, "There's nothing."
Yeah, Toy Story mania is there, but that takes a little bit more comprehension. Like James would just be shooting at things randomly and not really understanding.
Yeah, Animal Kingdom was a huge hit for the toddler crowd because all the rides at Animal Kingdom, and it was a really, really empty day, and all the rides at Animal Kingdom, because I'm not a big animal guy, so I was like, but they were like long rides. Like we took the train to the conservatory, and you love that, and you're on it for a while. We did the safari, and you're driving around the habitats or whatever, and that lasts a while. We did the Lion King show.
Yeah.
Festival of the Lion King.
Awesome. And what were you? Do you remember?
We were lions, which was great because James likes roaring, so that worked out really well. And some other rides we did, and then Dino Land. He likes dinosaurs a bunch.
I think they're taking Dino Land out.
Yeah, because it's just like a carnival vibe.
Yes.
There's like games and stuff.
Well, if he likes that already, I think that future years you could really like it because some of the best adult rides are there too.
Katie went on a couple.
She went on
because she likes roller coasters.
She do Everest.
She did the one Tibet one.
Everest, yeah.
Yeah, she likes roller coasters. She did that. She did Thunder.
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Yeah, Magic Kingdom, and she did Space Mountain.
Nice. Space Mountain's good.
I was like, they were napping, and I was like, yeah, just go on.
Yeah. Space Mountain's weird because it's so dark that you don't want to put your hands up.
Yeah, I love Space Mountain because of the dark. I like the dark, like Rock and Rolla, or the roller coaster, whatever it's called. I like those because they're dark. Space Mountain has a smell. Disney World kind of has a smell. It's not a bad one, but like it's the air conditioning smell.
Yeah.
Like we walked in and I was like, like to me this smells like the 90s, but I just don't think I've gone to these type of places since the 90s.
Gotcha. Cool.
But James had a good time. I have so many videos, and he just like laughs. Like he loved the character breakfast or brunch. We did a Winnie the Pooh at Crystal Palace. He didn't like that as much because you got to go to them. But the one in Animal Kingdom, they came to the table and said hi, and it was Mickey and Goofy and Daffy. He doesn't know the characters, but he still thought it was awesome.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
You stayed at a Disney hotel?
We stayed at the All-Star Resorts, which are pretty off-site, and they're like the value hotels. They're really motels with a big pool and like a lot of decorations.
Yeah.
We figured we'd save money there and just be at the park all day. But I would not do that again. I would do it how I grew up doing it. So I guess that's just human nature. I grew up going to the boardwalk or yacht or beach. And because then you're in Epcot and you just take the monorail to Magic Kingdom. And then you can hit Epcot at night. And the way my family would do it, like we would go in the morning. And then from like noon to 3, we'd go back to the hotel and swim or nap.
Yeah.
And then go at night.
Nice.
Because I hate the heat. And I think my mom was like, yeah, everyone needed a break and all that. But it still felt like you were at the park. Like when we were at the yacht club, it still felt like you're right there. And the boardwalk's a cool night time.
It is, yeah.
So that's what I want to do again.
Gotcha. Yeah, those are the ones that you're saying. It's like Art of Animation, Pop Century. Those
we were in
like
the movies.
Art of Animation?
No, it was All-Star Resort movies.
Oh.
But the big news is that I fell in love with my daughter, Claire, during the trip.
What does that mean?
It takes fathers, if you read articles, and I talked to other, like Rob Sirocco and other about this, it takes dads longer to connect with newborns. Like 4 to 6 months is normal to have like that like butterfly feeling of like a new relationship because they don't see you as a dad. They just see you as a not mom. Like there's mom and then there's not mom. And if there's a bunch of articles on it because it was interesting with James the first time because I thought I was going to be like overwhelmed. And I wouldn't have said, if you asked me like 2 weeks ago, like I would have been like, no, yeah, we're connecting. We're good. Like it's all good. And then now she's laughing and smiling and I sing songs and she like stops crying and I can like, and we have a lot of fun together when I change her diaper and make her laugh. And so I would like, and she's gorgeous. I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of my daughter, but she has this smile and it's like crazy. So that's awesome news. I kept telling her, because it's natural that James wants to do stuff with me and because Katie has to feed the baby and like be with the baby, so you naturally split up. So I'd be like, let me hold her. I can take her. I was like, no, I want to hold her. She's my little girl. Did you see the pictures of her as Snow White?
Yeah, those were good ones.
Yeah.
I also saw that you rocked a Disney sweatshirt one of the days, which I did not expect you to wear.
I was going to wear it today because I thought you would like that.
I would have.
Yeah. I mean, Katie said, do you want to wear matching shirts? And I was like, no, I don't want to do that at all.
Yeah.
It's lame.
Yep.
And then my sister, Courtney, they went to Disneyland and they wore matching shirts. And Katie was like, what the hell? And they were like, everyone does it now. It's more common than not doing it. It's not like a dorky thing. It's just kind of like everyone does it.
Yeah.
And then I said, whatever. So when I went to Target like the day we were packing and they had 40% off these sweatshirts. Nice. So I got them and I said, here you go, Katie, we can do this.
That's good. Yeah, I didn't expect you to wear those. Did Claire, like on It's a Small World, I assume that she went on something like that.
Yes, we did It's a Small World twice. James loved It's a Small World. No, she just kind of looks around. She only responds to, oh, you know what she loved? She loved the sing-along Beauty and the Beast. I was holding her and she was locked. And now if I show her, if she's crying, I could put up a song, wouldn't do anything unless it's Tale as Old as Time. And I showed my mom this last night at dinner. She just goes like this.
Huh. That's funny.
And locks in.
Yeah.
It's too short of a song though. I got to like listen to it 3 times. You know, if there's a song that your baby's not going to cry to, you want it to be like American Pie by Don McLean. It's like 12 minutes long.
I see.
Yeah. It's not even a good song. You know, Mrs. Potts doesn't have a good voice.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it was good.
Nice. Did you have a favorite ride?
I went on
like kid stuff, but
no.
Safari? Did you see lions?
I don't care about animals.
You did say that earlier, so that's kind of on me.
Yeah. That's just a sad thing. Like, they're just sad. Just sad animals.
Yeah, they're sad there.
And then the Jungle Cruise was just like a very fake version of the Safari in Animal Kingdom, but that's also kind of staged. Anyway, it's not real safari. It's an enclosed habitat. But anyway, favorite ride, I don't know. Buzz Lightyear? Maybe
You
Buzz
went on
Lightyear.
that?
Yeah, because you can spin the thing around.
Yeah.
And James, oh no, my favorite ride was the cars that James drives. I have a video of that. It's so funny.
Just bump, 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 bump.
Because
when I was a kid and did that, there's a bar in between the wheels, so you're just hitting the
he's supposed to drive, but he doesn't know how. But I don't know if I have the video here. I have a picture. It's really cute. I probably posted this.
I did see that.
He would get distracted, and I was like, "Hey, dude, like you're supposed to be driving. Like, come on."
Right.
Excuse me, James. James, you're supposed to be driving. You gotta steer. We keep crashing. Good job. What? Good job. Okay.
Yeah, but he was like cracking up.
Are we gonna crash?
That was at the end. Most of it, he was cracking up. When he was like on his hands in the wheel, he was laughing like, "This is stupid." It was funny.
That's
So
good.
it was good. No sleep at all. That stunk. Maybe the least amount of sleep me and Katie have had ever.
You did one day that you didn't go to the parks at all?
We slept in, hung out by the pool, and then did Epcot at night.
Gotcha. Cool. All right, well, let's move on. We covered Disney a good bit. I wanted to talk about you're clicking links. Do you want to talk about the outlier theory?
I guess so.
All right, so if you look at these links, Rob, this is in the morning sheet. If you just want to post like a few of the screenshots from these threads, I'll explain it while you look at the screenshots. But this guy, Jordan Haber, at J_Haber on Twitter, posted about this thing that, I don't know if he came up with it, but it's called the outlier theory on YouTube. And virtually the thought is the big creators, Mr. Beast, Eric, they're often in these threads. They will basically scrape YouTube for videos that are outliers for channels. So it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, just the biggest channels, let's take their good ideas. It's really the videos that get a crazy amount of views, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of views on YouTube from super small channels, that means that the idea was really good and works on YouTube and was able to go viral without the channel needing to be big. So the thought is, if Mr. Beast or Eric or any of these creators then go and take that concept or are able to match the concept in the thumbnail and title, well, they're a big creator, so it's guaranteed that they're going to get the same or more views as these mega viral videos from small channels. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, and it's like, this one is, the train pit one is interesting. So Mr. Beast drove a train into a giant pit, and then, what is it, 4 years ago? I mean, maybe Rob can put some of these screenshots from Twitter on here if he's got time. Someone else did it, but this looks like an animation.
Right, but it got, like, that's the thought is, I don't know if that is an animation or not. It does
Definitely,
look like it.
It definitely is, right?
Mr. Beast looks like one too.
No, Mr. Beast isn't an animation. I've
It is
seen
not,
that.
but it looks
the
like
one
it.
that he copied is.
Okay, but just the
Has to
thought
be, right?
process
This looks
of
fake. Yeah.
163 million view video is.
Yeah.
Let me just.
Man, I don't know. This is people like up in arms about this, or just kind of like pointing it out like this is what happens, because this happens.
Yes. More. I mean, this is what happens.
This happens. You know, a lot of people say it's the creative unconscious or whatever, but this happens like in movies all the time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, fucking Universal's making a badass prison escape movie. Like, we need a prison escape movie. Like, or like No Strings Attached and Friends with Benefits, or like that just happens a lot. Like fucking Amazon. Now that's not as exact as this. Like these are like the exact same videos that they're doing. This one is interesting. Where's the links you just sent me? So this is a Twitter thread, but I'll give him credit, from Jordan Haber that we're reading, J_HABER. Says we need to talk about outlier theory. All creators use it. It's obvious, and it's obvious when you see it, because they're copying the thumbnail, because they're basically like, this did so well, and the thumbnail is a big part of that.
I care, like a lot of these videos, like the train versus pit, that's a 3-minute animation. Okay. Then Mr. Beast made it a 10-minute thing.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Yes, agree.
I think it would be good if Mr. Beast in those videos was like, I just saw this animation from this guy, go check it out, and we're going to do the real thing. And then you link to it in the description, like I got concept from here, you know? I don't think that's a problem. Also, this is TikTok. Like if there's a trending thing that everyone's watching, everyone jumps on the trend. Right. And that seemed as like how that app works. And then this one where Neistat, that's his name, right?
Casey Neistat.
Neistat? How you say it?
Neistat.
Oh, yeah. Well, he does a 21,000 first class airplane seat, and then Mr. Beast did it. Like, that's fine.
The one that is damning, if you open that second link.
But I think it's just so easy for whoever's doing it second to say, just saw this video, needed to try it myself, watch the original here. There's no harm in that.
Fair. That's a easy way to get around
it. And as long as like he's lending, the concept is the same, but he's lending his personality to it. Yes. If he's like saying the same exact lines and editing it the same exact cut for cut, that's not, obviously you can't do that.
I've seen that too. And that's like, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah.
But not from Mr. Beast. There's other creators that you play 2 videos and they're literally the same words and the same cuts.
Like this one is a girl spent a night in the Tokyo Capsule Hotel, and then someone else. I think that's fine. It's a concept. Like, and each personality, because we're personality-led media, so if you're like, hey, I want to do this, because if you have an audience that follows you for your personality, a lot of times it'd be like, I want to see you do that. You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure. The one that was damning, and this is probably more thumbnail than anything, is if you open that second tab and then go to the one that's 3 out of 7.
I don't like how like the thumbnails are exact.
It's the same thumbnail.
Wait, hold on. Which one?
3 out of 7. I mean, come on.
It's the same feet and everything?
It's the same picture.
It's the same picture?
I mean, that's thumbnail, the video might be completely different. And like you're saying, it's his personality now doing the same cave dive.
Yeah, how exact the thumbnails are, I don't really like.
Right.
But that is part of the formula. What's interesting about this and the timeliness of you bringing this up or talking about is I spent all of yesterday, not all of yesterday, but too much time, me and Jack Doyle, watching a German game show to get ideas for the warehouse.
Right.
Because they have all these like mini games. It's like almost their version of Minute to Win It, where they would build this mini stadium and then play like one-on-one games. And I was showing Jack and I was like, we could do something like this and like lend it to like our teams and like an announcer. And at no point was I like, I think we're like stealing, because we were going to make it our own anyway.
Yeah. I also think that there is a little bit of a gap between TV and then YouTube. Like when
I wouldn't be fulfilled. I'll tell you that. Like the way Mr. Beast is doing these videos would not fulfill me creatively.
Right.
In any way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of it. I know he's like awesome. He does a lot of really good stuff, and I'm not knocking him in any way. I'm just saying, me personally, if my creative model was go find a video that's successful and I do it, I wouldn't be fulfilled. I would get joy out of creating an idea that or a structure that is somewhat like unique. You know, even if you do something that's repeated, there's nothing new under the sun. Like, how do we make this ours? How do we like put a spin on it and all that stuff?
Yep.
Like that's what, you know, sometimes you have to do stuff that, hey, I think this is going to work. You know, like we do reaction video or watching on JJTV. That's not new territory at all.
Yeah.
It's commentary, but it's very personality driven. But then there's other times where like I get fulfilled about thinking of something new.
No, that's fair. And I do think that there is that gap between TV and YouTube where if a YouTuber is able to pull off something that they've seen on TV and make it their own and do it themselves, watching it, I enjoy it. I think that that's like cool that, you know, with a more limited budget and, you know, just less experience, they're able to pull something off that is similar to something that they've seen a game show on TV do.
Yeah. We got a lot of good ideas from that show. Schlag de Henschen. Schlag de Rab, I think it's called.
Okay.
A lot of ones we can't do. But
Let's answer one of these questions before we dive back into our main topics. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll answer them on the next episode. If we don't get to all of these questions, we'll also carry them over. There was 2 questions about the same exact thing, so I don't know if Balls on Film and JC Guzman are friends or not, but any thoughts on doing a pop culture side of Jomboy? Would love to see you guys talk movies, streaming, review sports movies, etc.
we talked about this on here a little bit.
We have a little.
And yeah, we'd like to. I think it's finding the person that's going to go attack that and like really cover it and go crazy, building that audience and, you know, immersing themselves in that world and those conversations. And everyone's kind of got their thing right now. So like I don't know if we add or someone wants to tackle it, but to really get after it, you need someone that's like in that world, in that, I like movies and I like music, but I don't like the stuff that's going to get clicks or like, you know, following it. Like I very much enjoy following. I get music. I get very excited for Fridays when new music comes up, but I like very kind of like smaller artists that aren't going to, it's never going to be a big portion of the thing or whatever. It's never going to cover the topics that everyone is going to search. And you kind of need to do that. They've been doing some stuff on JM Live, which is like getting into a good flow. I feel like we should start promoting it and marketing it a little bit more and having some guests on and then like promoting the guest spots so people tune in live. Mm-hmm. Like I could go on, Jake should go back on, stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah, there's definitely thoughts to it. We want to do it. I'd like to have someone covering everything that has an audience for the company. It's just hard, and you gotta be really in that world. Like when we started doing Talkin Yanks, I was in constant conversation with the audience on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere. I was just like, in that community, part of it. And our social team is doing that now for all our other stuff. We just don't have someone that like really follows pop culture.
Yeah.
And doing it to that level.
Speaking of music, did you go through your own Spotify Wrapped while you're at Disney?
Yeah, my Spotify Wrapped is always very boring because I don't listen to that much music because I only listen to music to fall asleep. Otherwise, I'm watching sports or shows.
Right.
And when I fall asleep, I listen to the same 4 artists. So.
Who is your number one?
Who do you think it is?
I'm going to guess that I don't know them.
You know the name from me?
Jason Isbell.
No.
It's the only one that I remember right now.
What the shit? How do you not remember? My guy, Jeffrey Martin.
It would have taken me some time.
I wonder if I'm in a high percentage because he's not incredibly big. He's very big in like the community. His new album's out. I fucking love it. Remember he gave me early access?
Yeah.
I wanted to do a video kind of talking about some of the songs. Maybe I'll just do it. We're going to just record it here and we do it later. My number one artist, well, how do I hate how you have to watch it.
Yeah, it does.
This was the first time where I was kind of like out on Spotify Wrapped because you have to watch the whole thing. Where does it tell me the percentage? In October, my number one artist was Jeffrey Martin. Nice.
The first time it mentions him,
in July, it was Christian Lee Hudson, another not very well-known artist, but he's awesome. I like him a lot. And July it was also Phoebe Bridgers. I like Phoebe Bridgers' music. I like low atmospheric music, it told me. In August was Avett Brothers, who I really like. And fuck, Jason Isbell was June. Come on. Your top artists. Jeffrey Martin, Christian Lee Hudson, Phoebe Bridgers, Avett Brothers, Jason Isbell. Blitzball Boys podcast. They're the only podcast I listen to on Spotify.
Yeah.
Other podcasts I listen to on other apps, which is kind of interesting. Where does the percentage? They say like you're in this percentage?
Yeah. It's the first time that they come up. I don't really remember. I could go look. I'm pulling up the Wrapped for podcasters as we speak.
I just gotta watch this, man.
That it does suck. It's so long.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna screen record this and just put it aside. And when it's done, I'll just scroll through it.
All right. So then, in the meantime,
see how genius I am. What an efficient. That's why I'm a fast editor. What an efficient thought process. What a guy.
In the meantime, while that's recording, let's talk about Wrapped for podcasters. So for anybody that doesn't know, Spotify provides anybody that publishes a podcast this like back end. Here's some cool stats about your podcast. So for the morning meeting, it was a nice year. I mean, we rebranded the show and brought a lot more eyes to it with the content. So the percent increase numbers are stupid. 999% increased streams, 606% increase in listeners, stuff like that. Top episode of the year, why Trey Turner invested in Jomboy Media.
So this doesn't count like YouTube numbers. Doesn't count
Apple.
Oh, so it's our smallest sliver, probably.
Yes, this is the smallest sliver. It was on Spotify, the top podcast, number one podcast for 28 different people. And I've asked around the office, and I've said I'm giving a hug to all 28 people. And I've given 0 hugs so far. I can't find these 28 people. So
if you want a hug from Maddie and you're one of those people. But yeah, it's very interesting though, because like it's weird. They might listen to other podcasts more, but on Spotify, that's how they listen to this.
Yes.
And they're not seeing the beautiful pop of your blue shirt against the gray wall, or my gray sweater against the blue wall.
Yeah, they're missing out.
But thank you very much for listening on whatever platform. Spotify is kind of not. Well, I listen on YouTube now because I pay for YouTube. Everything I do is on YouTube, basically. Besides Blitzball Boys and music.
The one stat that stood out to me when I was going through all of the Wrapped is Germany was almost always the number 5 country. It was like the 4 big English-speaking countries: U.S., Canada, England, Australia.
Is that Army base?
And then Germany. I don't know.
We have a video coming out for the warehouse on December 21st that we kind of like a Christmas newsletter, and we like just go over like a bunch of data and analytics and like it's a Christmas letter, like updating you on the family. Sam's idea, right? It's a good idea. And we did like the top countries and stuff. I think Germany was there too.
Yeah, it was. I also pulled up Talkin Baseball. Are you interested in that?
Yes, I am, and then I'm not, because our stats are more interesting that include all of it. But yes, what's specifically on Spotify? What was the number 1 episode?
Number 1 episode was What Matters from MLB Opening Weekend.
What?
I think that's because people share it. And it's like, hey,
it's not
listen
even
to this
close
year.
to the top.
I know.
When you combine platforms, like I haven't seen that episode pop up on a top list in any output report.
It's interesting. Talkin Baseball, it grew 40% in followers, 41% in streams, 13% in listeners. Any guess? So Morning on Spotify was the top podcast for 28 people. Any guess what Talkin Baseball is?
150.
No, way higher.
1,000.
Way higher.
10,000.
14,000.
Really?
Number 1 podcast, yeah. It was the top 10. Guess how many people?
Wait. What?
Yeah, 14,400 people, number 1 podcast on Spotify is Talkin Baseball. And that doesn't count anybody that listens anywhere else.
That's crazy.
It's an insane podcast. That's why I pulled this one up.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. That's really cool. That's like jarring.
I mean, your first guess being 150.
14,000 people. I know it's just Spotify. They might listen to other podcasts elsewhere, like I said, but that's really cool. Little reflective moment. That's really, really cool.
If this wasn't such a serious moment, and now I'm doing it anyway, did you say reflective?
Reflective.
I know what you meant to say. Any guess on the number of people that it's in their top 10?
No, but I don't even want to hear, because it's going to make me feel bad about ever doing a bad episode.
Close your ears. 72,000. Pretty crazy.
What?
Top 10, 72,000. Top 5, 51.6 thousand.
Oh my God. That makes me feel so guilty about ever doing a bad episode and not like not like giving back enough. Fuck, that's really cool.
It's insane. Do you want me to pull up Talkin Yanks?
I guess so.
It's going to take me some time to click through the whole thing. So
It's kind of putting me through a ringer of emotions. That's really, 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 I'm really thankful. That's really cool. Shit. It's cool. Yeah, tell me Talkin Yanks.
It's currently loading. I can try to read the stats as they come in.
I have my Spotify video that I recorded, the screen recorded the thing, so I can tell you what percent I am on Jeffrey Martin's listeners.
That's a good way to stall.
I am where does it tell you? 0.05.
That's crazy.
Is that 5%?
No, 0.05%, I believe.
I'm so bad at math.
You are, I mean, it's very hard to read, but yeah, 0.05%, not 5%.
How many people do you think beat me? That's cool. I mean,
So you are,
like, I love his music, and
out of I believe that this math is correct. Out of 2,000 people that listen to him, you are number one. So if he has 20,000 listeners, which is very low, I'm sure, you would be in the top 10. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I feel like if I like put this on my story and tag him, he's like going to start to get creeped out by me.
Probably.
He's like, that's too much, man.
Yeah, I'll take the album back.
That doesn't even count how many times I listened to his album, because before it was released, he sent it to me on this other platform.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I listened to.
I made it to the Talkin Yanks end screen.
I really like Jeffrey Martin's music because the lyrics are like Steinbeck stories. Like there's characters and there's like narrative. So if you want to listen to the lyrics, which I like doing, there's a lot to chew on, which I like in music. But also his voice is so kind of like booming and an instrument in and of itself, that it also, if I don't want to listen to the lyrics and I just want like pretty acoustic and nice voice to sing, I can fall asleep to that. Some people I can't fall asleep to because I'm just getting lost in the lyrics and like thinking, and he's like a blend, and then the songs are awesome. Like I'll show you his voice for a second. I don't want to get copyright. Sing.
He grew up in a house in the valley with a daddy who was one long cigarette.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I have my Bluetooth headbands that like it's for runners and for people to sleep in.
Yeah.
And I just fucking crank that to get all the thoughts out of my head.
Nice.
Bam.
All right. Talkin Yanks is up. The only thing that I didn't say for Talking Baseball, they give you this charts ranking. So 38 of the 52 weeks of the year, Talking Baseball was on the Spotify charts. It peaked at number 3 on podcast charts, which I assume is like sports or
I don't know.
I don't know either. All right. Talking Yanks, top episode of the year. Aaron Judge hurts the Giants again, which is just the first episode after the first weekend. So
beginning of, I mean, that is our biggest
yeah,
month, is start of the baseball season.
41% follower growth. Are you guessing here on number of top fans, number one podcast?
10,000.
5.2 thousand.
So less. Makes sense. Market share is less.
Yeah. And then 17.6 thousand in the top 5, 23.6 thousand in the top 10. So cool.
23.6 in top 10?
Yeah.
Damn.
So good stuff from the Spotify Wrapped. Thank you, Lucas, for giving us all of those links.
Yeah. That was cool.
I have this sheet. I'll share it with you in case you want to click through the other stuff.
Should share that with Trev and Jake. It's and BBD. It's very rewarding numbers to hear.
I sent the link to you, so I will eventually.
I'll share it with them.
Okay. Well, good luck clicking through those. All right. Let's go through some of the last little bits and bobs here as we wind down. Surviving Barstool came off of YouTube.
Yeah. Are you up to date on like this saga, or do you just know the headline?
I know the headline.
Oh, so they released 3 episodes, and then there was so it's Surviving Barstool. Barstool got all their best personalities to do. It's their third time they're doing Survivor in the office. They can't leave the office, and then it's basically Survivor challenges and votes and stuff. They got all their A personalities to do it, and the prize is $100,000. And
but also like Survivor, like actual people.
No, they're Barstool personalities.
Yeah, I thought I saw something that there was like outside guests too, but maybe not.
No, it's all theirs.
All theirs.
There was controversy, and Kirk Minahan said he was like gonna blow up a house because they said anything goes. There's no rules, and he was like, "There's no rules, so I can call in a hit on your house right now, blow it up." That was the context of it, and YouTube was gonna strike them and take the video down because that's a threat or whatever and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So they got told that they had to re-edit it, which would be crazy to re-edit stuff like that, like in a 3-hour window or whatever. So they didn't want to re-edit it or pause it or anything. The first 3 episodes were out, and what they did was they put it on Barstool TV for the rest of the season, which I believe is 6 more episodes. It's 9 episodes long. Pay for $10 and you get the whole season, all 9 episodes. So there's like a lot of people complaining about that because it's something for free. Now you're paying for. They're in a terrible spot because re-editing sucks. The money you would have to pay the like editors or just like, like that would fuck us if we had to re-edit Warehouse Games. Oh yeah. Big time. And then also something as good as that. Now I watched the first 3 episodes when I was younger in college and through my mid-20s. I was at work and I read Barstool and I was like really engraved in, those early personalities. So for me, I'm like, I'm going to watch this. I've been hooked on those guys. So I watched the first 3 and I bought it because I'm like, yeah, I like it. I have $10 to buy it. So, but they're in a tough spot, Maddie, because they sold it to Factor, right? So Factor buys off a number of views. And that stinks already because now Factor's not going to get the exposure because they're going to strike it or they put it behind a payroll. So then your thought process might be if you're just like a person that doesn't fully understand how the sales stuff works, just put it on your website and you can still get new people because it's open to the public and Factor will get more viewers than putting it behind a paywall. The only problem, and that would work because missing out on new viewers, we talk about this all the time, sucks, especially for a product that they put, like that's probably $1 million production. Yeah. Like, they probably spent $1 million putting that together.
Will they hire outside team to put it together? I'm
not sure. Okay. I'm not sure if they do it all themselves. They got to hire some people, but they might do it all themselves. I think they like that same way we do. But they probably spend $1 million putting it together minimum. I would guess. It's a lot of moving parts and a lot of people or around that. Factor's the main sponsor, but they sell their programmatic probably. They have the ability. Yeah, they do. I've seen them run their own ads. Yeah. When you're watching YouTube and every 8 minutes not a 5-second skip or a banner ad, we don't have this ability yet to sell that on our own. They have the ability to sell those. So there's other sponsors maybe that aren't getting direct, native ingrained ads, but they might have sold the pre-roll and the mid-rolls on YouTube. And they're allotting for all that money, 9 episodes worth of programmatic that's been sold and is based off the views to break even or be profitable, and that's gone. So they need to make that up. So they did the $9 pay-per-view. So sucks for people that, don't think it's worth $9 and don't get to watch it if they wanted to watch it, or like they're half interested. Sucks for the people that just like don't have $9 to be spending on a 9-episode show. Yep. And in the end, I wonder if they're going to make a ton of money. Probably because I think if you watch the first 3, it's really good and fun content. Like I bought it. So, but I understand the problem there. And we've even talked about this, and we're at much smaller scale. But we talked about this on JJTV, like how we've been filming the watch-ins with Joe's, and I was going to do a whole thing of watching like episodes of Seventh Heaven with Joe's and pausing and playing games and talking over it. And we did a couple Are You Afraid of the Dark and more scripted shows, and we can't put them up because they get claimed, even though they're fair use. We're like completely transforming the viewing experience and the show. You wouldn't, replace what we're doing with an episode, just watching an episode straight. And we've talked about putting them like, a Patreon tier for all our core audience that wants that and not making it crazy, but hey, we can't do this elsewhere. We want to do it. This is how we could fund it. It's a little like that. And I think we are planning on doing that. Now it just sucks because it was free and then they had to change it for the viewer. But I understand the predicament there, and you bank on all that programmatic, especially when you have the ability to sell it, and then you can't anymore. That's money lost, so you have to make it up. You can't just give it out for free and take a giant hit on a huge production like that.
Yeah.
It's really funny though, and good. But I am like the audience, because I don't follow Barstool closely anymore, so I don't know any new personalities or any new stuff. For like since we started this, I don't follow much besides what I have to talk about. But from 2010 to 2016, I was pretty deep.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting, and it comes at a time when we're building out our own website, and like you said, there's a chance that in the future we're releasing exclusive stuff on our own website that is either a subscriber model or like they're doing a $9 and you get a full season of something. But I don't know what that future necessarily holds for us. It's a good ways down the line, but
we're not. They could do it again. We're not big enough to, and a lot of big places that have audience that will pay are doing this because you get to control the full content and all that. But I don't think we're like, Warehouse would be the easiest thing to talk about transitioning to this. We're not big enough. We need the new viewers. We need the growth.
No, yeah, we
Absolutely.
can't go completely off of YouTube.
But we do want the freedom to do some stuff that maybe it doesn't get sold right now, or there's things we scrap that I would love to give to our core audience that really would enjoy them. So I think when we get our website, we are planning on having like a subscription model. It's not going to be crazy, and like I'm not going to force it down anyone's throat. But basically, we do a lot of broadcast tests in the Warehouse, and there's people that I believe would enjoy, one, watching those, two, kind of being on the inside, like seeing, oh, he looked really good there, or that was funny, or even like releasing the schedules like ahead of time to like the core audience. Like there's things that I think they would enjoy that we could offer. I have 2 clips that I edited yesterday from a video that was getting scrapped because on the whole it wasn't entertaining, so we reshot it.
Yeah.
But there was a couple moments within it that I was like, we can't lose those. So I've been telling everyone I'm a hero, because I basically reached into the trash can and grabbed these 2 moments and made edits of them. And and also we filmed Watching Seventh Heaven, which is so funny. It's so funny. There's such good moments. We did Are You Afraid of the Dark twice, and we've done some other shows, I believe, that are just scrapped.
Yeah.
That I think there's an audience out there that would enjoy them. I don't think it's going to make us incredibly rich.
No.
But it would allow me to be like, hey, I have this idea. Let's test it and see if our core audience likes it. So we are going to roll that out. It's a little different than what happened here.
Yeah, so it's different.
Like I'm not going to take anything that's free and put it behind.
No.
Yeah.
Different there. And the other thought is, you're saying when the website releases, there's going to be an iteration of the website that comes earlier than that, without the subscription model, and then hopefully the rest comes down the line. We should talk about Towing the Slab before we wrap up the show. For anybody that hasn't seen, that's a show that posted on across their socials that they're going on a hiatus. Is there anything you have to say?
No, they've been great. That show is like really good. I loved hearing Coney's perspective. I liked Smythe and Shackle. Rourke did a great job on it. They've been doing it for 2 years now or so, and I think there comes like what's this going to become? What's the future of this? All those questions, and I think they're just taking a pause right now, or hiatus, and no hard feelings either way. Very respectful. They came to us and we said, okay, that makes sense, because we also, not sure what the future holds for the show or what it is, and if you want to keep going or not. So current hiatus, and I'd love to keep working with them in whatever capacity we can down the line. If they're into it and we're into it, we find something, or, it happens. I don't know. It's just a hiatus. I saw some people on, reacting with, crazy, thoughts, but it's nothing.
Yeah. I think that we've been going for a little while.
Yeah.
But the final thing that I wanted to ask was, and there's a number of questions here that I will save for next episode. Comment new questions, but we'd be remiss if we did not hit on Landon's Goof and Gaff before getting out of here. Happy early Thanksgiving, all. Thank you. Late. Hope for safe travels. Goof and Gaff, a cynical version. If the world was going to end, zombie apocalypse or something, IDK, what are you doing in your last 24 hours?
Playing cards with my family, crying my eyes out. I don't know.
I thought that you would say something like that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I know.
I am death avoidant. So unless you're my therapist, which I don't have a therapist, I'm not going to talk to you about dying.
Let me ask you another question then. Jimmy or Jake? Christian says, trying to be unbiased as you can. Who was better at baseball growing up, Jimmy or Jake?
Jake, probably. Jake. I was a good catcher, and I could hit until like curveballs came around. But I would say Jake.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. I forgot Facebook in this.
Yeah, you did.
I was counting how many views the LeBron breakdown has, and I totally forgot about Facebook, which changes everything. Hey. Shit, that's really exciting.
And it's what? Another
500K?
Yeah.
Damn, that's cool. The LeBron breakdown we did has combined right now 3.6 million views. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. And Instagram Reel is fun because that's a new way of getting views that wasn't necessarily like that before.
Yeah. We never posted them in that format before.
Yeah, 1.2 million off of Instagram Reels, and that's a new version of a breakdown that you could watch.
9 different formats here.
Yeah.
It is funny because people just look at the YouTube numbers a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The main YouTube is 644,000 right now, which is really good. But we're at 3.6 million because you got main YouTube short, then the full video short, like IG feed, IG Reel, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook Reel, Facebook full. It's nuts. It's really cool. Okay, we're good. We don't going too long.
No, I don't think we've been going too long. We did not talk about some of the new content. Savant sessions came out on this channel.
Yeah, I don't know if we tried another one and that one's not going to come out. Wasn't as interesting, right? With the other athletes.
It's not as interesting, I don't think. But
yeah. Trev would be fun. I mean, Moreland's great for that.
Yeah,
you'd have to get someone that's really good.
Yeah. We didn't talk about the thumbnail A/B test on this channel, which is a little bit deep cut or niche.
We can save that. Does any other good questions?
Well, depends. 3 is quick. 4 is deep cut, or would make you think. 7's quick.
Sure, yeah, let's just do them. I'm good. I don't have anything till 10.
Oh, I thought I was just helping you get out of here.
All right. That's right. 30 minutes isn't enough of a window to like start any creative editing process or anything. So,
all right, let's do it. So, following the rest of the questions from last episode in order. Number 3, Ninja Superman 9538. How strict would you adhere to your projected upload dates? I know you've said it takes a lot of effort to edit the leagues. Any chance it would impact the release schedule? Probably not something you can truly plan for, but I think it would be a good topic.
Seems like he's talking about warehouse games.
Yeah, probably a majority warehouse in the answer.
Well, for warehouse games, we're very strict.
It's strict.
And we make sure we have enough time to get them done and edit it and very strict.
But that is the thing is when we're planning these release dates, the final game was finished before episode 2 came out for the last one, Floorball.
Yeah.
So
and that took a while to get into a pattern.
Yeah.
We used to be finishing them the day of, which was scary. Now, before we release the first game, so it's usually 2 weeks before the game comes out, it's finally done. It's done in full and we can publish it. but yeah, we're on Warehouse. We're pretty strict with times and dates.
But that's where we have built-in wiggle room of, I mean, most channels we're talking 2 weeks of wiggle room between when the edit's supposed to be done and the release date. So there are times that, yeah, an edit has to run long here or there or something unexpected came up. But then we have 2 weeks to play with that normally the published date doesn't end up changing because there's so much time to figure it out or come up with a solution.
Yeah, we have basically two versions. Like if it's not timely, we're trying to be very ahead so the schedule can be, JJ TV's like that, JM Baseball is like that,
JM Football's like that,
JM Football's like that, Warehouse is like
all
that.
of Warehouse.
And then a lot of times it really depends on the advertisers as well. So like, depends on how you sell it. Advertisers buy in month or quarter. Or, they need to know when it's coming out. And some know just a range. Like for the breakdowns, I can tell you how breakdowns work, how we sell them. Like I can go look at how many breakdowns I have to do this week. Now, I believe I already did 2 because Monday, the LeBron one happened and then Monday I did one. Mm-hmm. So the week of December 4th through December 10th, I have 2 more to do. But I think I did those and we didn't check them off. So I think I had 3 that week. So it's just I got to get something done within that week. The time doesn't matter. And then for us, it's just like, do we want to, we try to release them at like 8 at night. I think we're trying to do that now. I think I did those 2. They're just not checked off. Well, SeatGeek comes out tonight at 8. DraftKings was LeBron.
Yeah.
But yeah, so different content gets sold different ways.
The next question is a little deep. Jimmy from Boys Media. Jimmy, is there anything about your own podcast personality that you like the most? On the other end, is there anything you do or say a lot that you wish you would stop doing?
I don't have the second half. I would need the audience to let me know. Like I don't run into phrases or words that I think I overdo a ton. I know that the only word I use to describe something that I think is like really good is awesome. I don't have any much more slang besides awesome and cool. But, we always talk about Jake runs himself into saying like half or I don't know.
Yeah, he's
he goes on like rhythms of phrases, which is very natural for humans. But I don't know if I have those. I would need to hear someone do an impression of me and then find out. Or just like, you guys tell me if I have something I do too much or say too much. I say when I pause. But no, for the most part, I've never like watched, and I always feel like you would stop saying that. Is there anything about your own podcast person that you like the most? No.
It's just a funny answer.
You like the most? No, I just hate how I get perceived as grumpy. When I am kind of grumpy sometimes. But people want everything to matter so much. Nothing matters. Like, people don't pick up on sarcasm sometimes, and that stinks because I like very dry sarcasm or like, humor, and then that annoys me. But that's like sometimes I gotta be like, oh shit, Jimmy, you should have just like laid it on thicker. And what else? I don't know. My personality is just I just talk louder mostly and more. I'm pretty quiet when I'm not on mic.
I mean, this isn't podcast specific, but you're good at like making it feel that I'm not listening to a show. I mean, like Talkin Yanks last night was probably an extreme example because there was no guidelines, but that was just like I was sitting in the room. We were just sitting around.
That was really fun.
Yeah, I mean, last night was crazy.
That was fun. And then it bothers me because I'm like, that was so much fun. and we were goofing around, and then I look at some of the comments. People like don't understand like we were goofing around, and they're like, I don't know. Like the time zone shit was so funny. So of course we were gonna like keep going.
Yeah. I mean, you also had to kill time.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then once you had Joe's in the mix.
Yeah, we had to do it with Joe's.
Joe's is so good at what you're just saying though. Of like people are like, are you like serious? He's like he's almost always joking.
Yeah, people are and Joe's, it seems like Joe's doesn't fully care at all that people don't pick up on it. He likes it. Because even in this office, people don't pick up on it.
Absolutely not. Yeah. The people that are around him the most don't realize he's joking. And 98% of the time he's joking.
One of the clips I saved is him pulling it was just a practice. Wait, what? I'm out? What? Playing dumb. And I had to like nudge someone and I was like, he's fucking doing a shtick, right? He knows he wasn't a practice. He's being funny.
All right. This question from Cheezer says, question for Maddie. So it's half weird asking myself, but do you have any content that you know will probably never happen, but is still a dream that you hope will happen one day? I wrote a list of 51 YouTube video ideas that I thought would get a ton of views when we were doing the JM Entertainment brainstorming this past summer. So there's a lot of those that I don't think that we'll end up filming or looking to do, at least for a while. I mean, one of them on there is hide and seek inside Yankee Stadium. I think that it's very Sidemen-esque, but I think that our creator group, the fact that we have 8 to 10 creators, it would be like the corn maze, but everybody's like interacting together, doing hide and seek inside a place that we all know so well. I don't think that is going to happen. That would be crazy if it ever did. But yeah, I mean, the longest layup in the world I thought was never going to happen, but that ended up happening too. So that's cool.
I have so much content I want to do.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, I could tell you content, but I'm not giving any ideas away.
Wow. Beebs and people are saying there's going to be a Yankee update.
Yeah. I mean, Talkin Yanks tweeted very bland, but Padres and Yankees have continued talks. A trade is likely, per Jack Curry.
I think it happened I think it's happened. They need to do the physicals and the check-ins and all that before they like to say go. Mm-hmm. And I think there was a snag last night. It was like, hey, actually, we're gonna like actually like let this go.
Oh, in the physicals, but it's like nothing serious.
I think that the trade is like the we will trade is agreed upon.
Yeah.
And the players may even be agreed upon. But remember when they tried to trade Cliff Lee, and then I think his name was Matt Adams or Matt Phillips or something, and his medical records came back that he had like a fracture, and then the Yankees didn't get Cliff Lee. I think they want all the medical records to clear before they announce it.
So this is just a waiting on all of them to clear, not we noticed a little something on your medical.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm totally speculating, but that's what I think. Like the way everyone was talking last night that has connections was like it's done. We just are waiting to announce it. Was the way it felt, and then that's why I said I'm gonna go live until it happens. And then we got 2 texts that were like, "Go to sleep." Mm. Yeah, it was very funny because I'll say this on morning. There was a trade, and don't clip this, Kyle or anyone. So just for people that listen to Deep Cut Morning. Back in 2021, there was like rumors of like Archie Bradley trade. And I just straight up messaged Brian Cashman. I was like, do we need to stay in the office or can we go home? And he responded right away and was like, go home. And we haven't maintained a closeness, or like I was just like really like cocky then. Yeah. That like I could do that. Like I would never have done that last night.
Yeah.
You know, they were joking, like, do it. I'm like, no way. Like, we've been harder on them. He's doing his shit. Like, that was when everything was kind of like buddy with him and everyone.
Yeah.
But that was really funny when that happened back then. Like, fuck yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. The last question that we did not answer comes from Brad Satterlee. They said maybe Talkin Yanks pregame shorts for what to watch, homer draft, pitching path to victory, over under.
Nah.
Because shorts go viral later.
Shorts go viral 2 weeks after the fact.
It takes a few weeks. Yes.
Shorts have to be evergreen. Pregame shows it's got a 2-hour window.
Yeah, it's so short.
And then it's dead.
Yep.
And you have to miss dinner with your family to do it. And I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Nor making any employee that doesn't want to do it. Yeah. So I very much apologize. We can give like Twitter thoughts and shit. But, you know, when we were grinding and really had to build, like it was part of it. And also we didn't have kids and we were working from home. So, like, you know, you would do it now with a commute and you know, I'm not missing dinner for it. I'm not making anyone else work late for something that has a 2-hour shelf life before it doesn't matter anymore. So people are upset about it and I understand that because we're taking away content that they enjoyed. But it's just like kind of coming down hard to let them know like it's not happening. And I apologize.
All right. Well, that was all the questions. We're going to save thumbnail A/B tests so we have a little bit more data there anyway.
And all my ideas for the warehouse that I didn't tell you about. We already have the whole season, a whole 2024 calendar like locked up. And now I have all these ideas I want to add. Which Jake was like, you know what's going to happen. I'm like, we can't. We don't even have room. Jake's like, yeah, you're going to want to add shit. And I'm already trying. I'm trying to add 3 live streams of test cricket.
I'm so thumbs up to that.
We need to. So we split it into 6v6, and it worked as because it needs to have a hook. It worked as New Jersey versus non-New Jersey, and the teams are somewhat even. I don't know if that's enough of a hook. I don't want it to be franchise, but it needs like the plan is that this will happen 3 times over the course of 3 months, and it'll be like a Wednesday night, Thursday night live stream. Could be 4 hours long.
Yeah,
it's test cricket, and there's a trophy and a presentation. But we need the teams, you know, like we need to we need to organize the players into some natural selling rivalry. I don't think people care about New Jersey versus not New Jersey. It just worked out. We tried to do Jays versus non-Jays, but the Jays team's kind of stacked.
Yeah, I don't know who you're counting.
Jack, Jimmy, Jake, Jolly.
No, for New Jersey.
Oh, me, Jolly, BBD, Rourke. Other people.
Ice.
No. Like born, like grew up in New Jersey.
I was counting people that currently live in New Jersey.
No, there's too many. Where's the draft board? I don't know what this is. Panic is New Jersey.
Yep.
So me, Jolly, BBD, Panic, Rourke, and Sirocco versus Jake, Luke, Jack, Zoe, Canobio, Dalton. They're pretty even teams, but I don't know if there's enough push and pull or you have 2 broadcasters on each team. So we'll find it. And I don't know if all those people want to play. But I'm excited about that. And mini games from Schlag de Rob.
All right.
Go the Yanks. Thanks. Subscribe. We got to walk away. That was what someone said. Bye. Meeting adjourned.